We acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we record this podcast.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. I have been down the rabbit hole for this one.
Oh, I'm so excited.
No matter how many times, I don't even know how many days I've spent researching this, but whenever I have free time, I'm just like, okay. And every day I find something new. And every day I'm like, how am I going to fit you in? So I've tried my best, and I think I have a pretty good layout, but we'll see. And I'm just going to go through it all. And if there's anything that we think is like too much or whatever, we can delete it. But
Okay. Yeah.
there's a lot.
That's all good. Well, all right. Mikaela, take it away. What's this episode about?
Okie dokie. So today's episode is about fast fashion giant Shein.
Ooh.
Yes. And I have so many, like, I've got this formatted out all nicely, and every now and then there's just like a random bit of text that was like, I could research this forever. OMG, the more I read, the more I'm like, ah. So, yes, strap in.
I can just see that, like, in all italics, capital locks.
Absolutely. Bold. I think I had like 20 pages of notes that I've tried to condense.
Oh, you beat me.
Yeah, it was a lot. But anyway, I'm just going to touch on this. I'll give you, first of all, just a brief sort of intro on like what even is fast fashion, because some people might not have an idea.
Yes.
So I've actually read a few varying points on who actually coined the term fast fashion, but it basically came about because of the need and want of cheaper, faster manufacturing and shipping. So it's like essentially instant gratification. You see a style that you like on the runways or like from a high-end designer, and next minute you can buy it for a fraction of the price. So it's a really fast turnaround.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, a lot of things point to Zara being one of the first businesses to take this approach. So, yeah, interesting. My research led me to the founder of Inditex, which is apparently Zara's parent company in the 1990s.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically the concept of fashion seasons like winter and summer and all that was discarded for a year-long cycle of production. So meaning new items are introduced every few weeks.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So actually this is gobsmacking to me. Apparently Zara's mission was for it to only take 15 days for a garment to go from the design stage to being available in store. What? I know. I can't even fathom.
Oh my God. My microphone just peaked so hard.
I'm sorry. There's going to be a few of those. We're going to have to lower it down.
What?
Yeah. So basically to do that, they moved manufacturing overseas to countries with more lax labor laws, low wages, and also the commonality of working overtime without pay. So it's not a good thing, but
yeah, that's how they made it happen.
Exactly. And I've got a little stat here that I thought was interesting that was related to fast fashion, which I didn't really know. And to be honest, like, I'm a bit of a culprit of using synthetic fabrics, but the production of polyester textiles alone emitted about 706 billion kilograms of greenhouse gases in 2015. So hundreds of gallons of water go into making a single cotton garment as well. And most of the clothes from Shein are made from synthetic fabrics, which often are responsible for releasing microfibers into oceans. So not a good start.
Yay.
But yeah. Did you sort of know what like fast fashion was?
I guess when I used it, I was aware that it was fast and cheap, and I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I thought that's the best thing ever, because I wish I didn't have that attitude of like, oh no, I can't be seen in this again. But if it was something for a night out, and bear in mind this is probably when I was between 18 and 21, somehow I had a clothing budget, but bear in mind that budget was for fast fashion, not like proper clothes. And if I went out in something, I was like, oh, I have to wait like a month before I can wear this out again. Yeah. That was, I think, how I thought, looking back at young me. Oh, so far ago.
I know. I'm the same though. Like, and I'll touch on that later. But yeah, for now, I will continue into a bit of an intro to the business, Shein. So I'm sure many of you guys have heard about Shein. Like, if you have Instagram or TikTok, these particular platforms are flooded with Shein hauls and unboxings.
Yes, they're everywhere.
I know. Cannot escape. But if you don't know who they are, I'll give you a quick rundown. So this is according to Shein themselves. Shein is a global fashion and lifestyle e-retailer committed to making the beauty of fashion accessible to all. Sorry.
Well, doesn't that sound great?
We use on-demand manufacturing technology to connect suppliers to our agile supply chain, reducing inventory waste and enabling us to deliver a variety of affordable products to customers around the world. So you will soon realize that everything I have taken from Shein's words sounds great. But
sounds perfect.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Yeah.
So they're an online mega brand. They offer insanely cheap priced clothing and accessories that compete with the big brands like Zara, Fashion Nova, Misguided, Boohoo. And they have no actual physical stores. So they're completely all online. They have done a few pop-up shops, but yeah, more so online. So they don't have a lot of those overheads that traditional stores have.
Yeah, gotcha. Probably just warehouses.
Oh, Kitty, where are you going? Sorry.
There's a cat on Mikaela's lap.
There is a cat on my lap. She's very cute, but she's getting distracted. We may need to relocate. But yeah, I wanted to give you a couple of quick facts before we get even further into it. And I wanted to also touch on my opinion and my predispositions. That was predispositions. Because as much as I tried to keep this non-biased, I'm a little biased.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yes.
I'm going to be a little biased as well.
So originally they were called She Inside, and they changed their name to Shein in 2015. So
is it Shein then, or do you pronounce it Shein?
Well, that's what I thought, because I always used to say Shein, but it's Shein. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but everything I have read and watched says Shein. So
cool. Let's go with Shein. People can complain after.
Who knows? It'll be like a Hermione situation from the first Harry Potter book.
Benedict Cumberbottle.
Exactly right. So yeah, they actually originally started in bridal wear. So Google says they started in 2008, but the website was copyrighted from 2009. But the About section on Shein says founded in 2012. So
right.
Don't know. I'm just going to offer up all the facts. And
cool.
I'm 99% sure that this is all correct. But, I mean, when you read from a whole bunch of different websites, they have different dates. I don't know.
Yeah, you just reading.
So, to give you sort of an idea of their growth, they had around 100 employees in 2013. And that grew to over 800 in 2016.
Whoa. And I don't think anyone had heard of it in 2016.
I had. And I'll get to that.
Had you? Okay.
Yes. So, interesting enough, the founder, his name is Chris Zhu. I'm probably going to say that wrong. He was born in China, and he's the founder. He actually graduated from a University of Science and Technology, and then started working for a company as an SEO specialist. So that is a really interesting point to see how they have done so well.
I will not buy Shein, but I might pay him to tell me how SEO works.
Absolutely. It's crazy. And
clearly he's got it down pat.
Absolutely. Having that sort of background is definitely a help when you're starting a global fashion brand.
Yeah, for sure.
So, if you didn't know, they are based in China. And I have a couple of stats here, money-wise. Funding. So they've been given funding in August 2021. This is estimated at $553 million just for funding. Their revenue for 2020, again, they don't publicly disclose this, but this is what I've read, was $10 billion. And their valuation as of November 2021 is $30 billion. Wow. So that's some big numbers.
Yeah, wowza. Wow.
Yes. So now
I'm sorry, and they also received funding?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Absolutely. Now, I did actually delete my stats because I thought it's going to be too freaking much. But it was broken up into different companies and different years and what the companies had actually given them. So it's like kind of like investing, I suppose. Like someone, invests this amount of money and they get a kickback. But Yeah, it was
okay,
interesting because I didn't think that they would have that, because they have quite a lot of like revenue from just their sales alone. But I mean, it makes sense as a business. People invest in businesses to get them growing. So anyway, I should bring Jake on as a special guest and be like, hey, Jake, tell us the statistics of investing in businesses, because I have no idea.
Next episode.
Yes, next episode, a special guest. Oh dear. So yes, next on, I will touch on my predispositions and things that I've seen personally. So, you know, being on Instagram, I've seen actually a few small brands and designers that I follow have actually posted stories being like, Shein stole my design, or, oh, that was loud. Hang on, sorry.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Mum. Hi, I'm just in the middle of recording a podcast with Chloe. Can I call you back? Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Bye. Oh, I think last episode was Dad. I love my family.
Like, are you sewing my dress yet? Why aren't you sewing my dress?
I know. She probably actually is being like, oh, I'm just wondering, like, how we're going to meet up and I can give you the dress, or... But yes, as I was saying, a lot of people I follow on Instagram have even posted like stories of them or, you know, fellow designers and side-by-side images, which is just crazy. And I've seen, you know, some of the photos on the website have actually been taken exactly from brand pages. Like the exact same image.
Yeah.
And I know that, like, they say this is not the case, but this is just what I've seen personally. And one thing that really grinds my gears is people reselling Shein items on independent platforms like Etsy and Depop and listing them as vintage.
No way. People do that?
Oh my God. I've seen it so many times. It makes me rage.
She's going red right now.
Makes me absolutely anger. Because, like, the unsuspecting person might see that and be like, oh, cool, this is, like, such a unique piece. And next minute, it's actually, you know, a mass-produced fast 100%, fashion item.
That would be me, because I don't go on Shein or fast fashion websites. So, like, I'll see so many things that are fast fashion that, oh, my God, that's so cute.
I know.
And I will have zero clue. Yeah. Not one bit.
Exactly. And it's just not fair. Like, you should, if you see something listed as something, it should be that. Like, obviously, you know, some people may make a mistake, but that's a deliberate attempt.
Yeah. So. If you're reselling it, I think you know.
Ugh, I know. And which is so funny, because I feel like so many people know Shein and so many people would recognize the products that it's like, what?
Yeah, but Shein like sells some crazy stuff.
Absolutely.
From what I've seen, I've learned from another podcast that like just looked at reviews and like funny reviews.
I'd love to do that too.
Oh, it's from that podcast we love. Help, what's it called? And That's Why We Drink. Christine does another one with her brother called Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet, and they just read hilarious reviews. About stuff like the beach was too sandy.
Oh my God.
The water was too wet.
I'm going to have to follow them too, because that is 100% right up my alley.
It sounds brilliant. And there was one on like just bizarre products from Shein. Yeah. Which is how I learnt that they sell like toilet stickers.
Oh my God.
And like earrings and bottles and like just whatever wacky AliExpress thing they can find.
Exactly. And it's funny that you say the reviews, because this particular company is one that heavily relies on reviews. They give you like extra discounts to post reviews, and if you post photos you get more discounts. So it's like,
yikes.
A lot of people would just post a review and be like, yeah, great, when really like, it might be okay. But you know, potential purchasers see that and go, oh my God, there's 500 reviews, it must be amazing. So,
right, when they just want the points.
Sneaky. Now, as I said before, in complete honesty, I have purchased from Shein before, but it was probably 10 years ago, if not more. And I remember I filmed a haul on my old camera with no autofocus, and it was horrid. I never edited it. I never released it. I have tried to find it. I'm sure it's on an old hard drive somewhere, but I cannot find it. And I remember most items I had to fix because they came broken or they were like ill-fitting. But I was a sucker for a good deal at the time. And
sounds about right.
Exactly. Even when they arrived as not expected, I shrugged it off and was like, hey, that's what you get for, $5, $10.
Yeah,
So,
true.
Yeah.
But like not everyone, and like such a small percentage I'm sure now of people know how to fix clothes or sew clothes.
Oh,
So like
absolutely.
good on you that you now have those skills. But you can't send things out broken expecting people to fix them.
I know, exactly right. And I mean, this was in the early days, so I haven't bought anything recently. I can't like talk about quality, but I will go down later on at the end of this. I'll have a whole bunch of opinions and reviews from people, so that will be interesting to show you.
Cool.
Now, as I mentioned, a YouTube video. I used to make a lot of videos, and I had a blog, as many other teens did in that era. And it was basically like all about, hunting down the best bargain fashion buys, stay ahead of the trends. And I used to buy from all of these places often. There was wholesaledress.net, which doesn't exist anymore, and Wholesale 7, which after a very quick Google search does exist. Looks very similar to Shein. Please don't go there. Oh. Which I purchased from a lot. So it was cheap and bad quality, but as a teenager on a budget, great.
Yep.
Good times. Now, I started this off by going straight to Shein's webpage. And honestly, I can see how easy it is to get sucked into all the sales. Like the first thing, instant pop-up offering discounts if you spend over this amount. And then another prompt to allow notifications. And then as soon as I closed that, I got another one up. And it was get $4 for your first order, low cost shipping, easy returns. And the next one, sale. And I was like, what? Like I just couldn't.
Oh my gosh, it's everywhere.
It literally was. Like I closed like 5 different pop-ups. I was like, just let me read your about page. I don't want to buy anything. I'm just doing some stalking.
Like you're being hassled. It's like you're in a store and there's that person like, hi, can I help you with anything?
Legit. You say no thank you and they're like 2 seconds later, hey, how are you going? Do you need a hand? And it's like, no, I'm good.
I see you looking at that handbag. Like I glanced at it. Maybe I breathed in its direction. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So I went to the about page. And this will give you a bit of info about the company in their own words. And I'll head into some other things from different sources later on. But basically, I've shortened some of this, but I haven't added anything to it. So if you want to read it in full, you can on the About Us section on their website. So this is just an About Us. So they are an international B2C, which is business to consumer, fast fashion e-commerce company. And they focus on women's wear, has men's, children's, accessories, shoes, bags, etc. And this is where they said they founded in 2012. And their philosophy was everyone can enjoy the beauty of fashion. So it all sounds like good. Now, I'm thinking this info might be a bit outdated because it says that they ship to more than 150 countries, but everything I've read as of like this year says to 220. So
okay.
I don't know if they've updated their about page recently, but
somebody's lying.
It is dense. Like there is so many pages. It's split. Like they've got our mission section, and they say they pride themselves on offering on-trend styles, catering to both young women and teens that won't break the bank. And again, the concept, everyone can enjoy the beauty of fashion. And they say, same page, this is all, it's like the same thing. Shein aims to provide the highest value, trendy pieces whilst also being dedicated to quality, value, and service.
I'm sorry, did they say quality?
Yes, and they've said it a few times in this coming text. I don't understand.
Goodness me. Okay.
Yeah, like to be honest, the whole layout of this content is odd. It seems very dense and like a lot of text with not much information, so maybe it's an SEO technique.
bit of waffle. It genuinely would be.
Yeah, like it's dense. And the next section is split into subheadings, and as I mentioned before, it's really interesting that it mentions quality and designers a lot. So this is the dense one, but I'm going to read it because it kind of makes me laugh. Okay. So it says, product design, about the designer. The first designer we want to introduce is a beautiful girl inside and out. Like most of our designers, she has been with Shein since its inception 10 years ago. In the early days, before our designs became popular, we arranged for our designers to further their study of fashion design and invited senior designers to help us build our brand. Now, over a decade later, we have established a huge team of professional designers. Every one of our designers has his or her own unique sense of fashion. Our designers understand that you, as the customer, are looking for more than beautiful and fashionable clothes. You are pursuing a lifestyle. Like, what?
Cool. Awesome.
I seriously, the first time I read this, and this was the first thing I did, I was just like sitting here, mouth open, being like, what the fuck am I reading? I don't understand.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I'm actually getting such like Lularoe vibes from this.
Yes, it's like culty and like it's just I don't not for me. But anyway,
it's a little bit. They're selling the lifestyle.
Exactly. Like I said, I'm a bit biased. But if you want to read all this, like you can have a good giggle and take what you will from it.
It's all there.
Yeah. So they've got info about selecting fabric manufacturers. They say we put a great deal of value into fabric quality. We want our customers to feel comfortable, as if they're being hugged by our clothing. And then in my notes here, I've got, if you've worn anything from Shein, you may disagree with a polyester hug. And then they go on to say, at the same time, we don't want to increase the cost of production and therefore the price for our customers. Yeah, and then they just go on to say, you know, about comparing manufacturers, lots of trial and error. We found a really good balance between quality and cost. It's just like, it's weird.
Did they really?
Well,
wondering what that balance was.
I don't know. It's interesting because the more I read on later, they basically actually started off by selling products from the main like garment district in China, like almost like drop shipping before they did their own designs. So yeah, it was...
I assumed that's what they still did, honestly.
Well, I'll touch on it a bit later too, but I think the issue with like, you know, some of the controversy of stealing small designers things is because they are so fast and their turnaround time is so quick. They might have a team of designers that go, oh yes, I'm going to take this and I'm going to pitch this, and they go, yep, that's great, we love it, and it doesn't get like second checked, I suppose. So I don't know if that's just me trying to justify, because I don't want to think people out there are deliberately trying to be malicious and rip people off, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'll touch on Lularoe briefly. Have you seen that documentary now?
No, I have not had time. I've been too busy sewing.
Oh my, I'm so sorry.
It's on the list.
It was really good. And Lularoe is an MLM, which we will not have got to on the podcast yet because of how I've structured things.
Tweaked. Well, there will be an episode coming in the future.
There will be an episode soon about an MLM.
MLM.
Actually, I think next week. Yeah, I think it's next week in listeners'
time.
Ears. Yeah. They're an MLM and they're based in America, and their design team grew pretty rapidly, but they were all expected to create so many new designs,
which is just
for,
not
like
possible.
Leggings every day. Yeah, it just was not possible. Like designers cannot be that creative all the time. They'll just burn out. Yeah. And so they basically admitted on this documentary, like, yeah, we definitely just took things from the internet, tweaked it slightly, put it on leggings.
Yeah. Which is all friggin' legal. Like, I don't understand.
I think so.
That's how all these, like, super fast fashion brands get away with it. Like, you see, you know, even, like, there's a Versace heel, which I really, really like, but I'll never buy because it's so expensive and it's leather. And I shit you not, Novo has the exact same heel, obviously a fraction of the price, but it is identical. Like, you look at it and you're like, how do they get away with that?
My uncle works for like a high-end bag company in the UK, and they go through a lot of effort now to make their runways really exclusive and hard to get into, so that brands like this, any fast fashion brand, doesn't instantly see it and just totally copy the design, because it will take them obviously however long to make these gorgeous designs. And obviously you just need to see it and then replicate it. Yeah. And so that'll take like a day or less. Yeah. As opposed to coming up with the idea itself.
Absolutely.
So this fast fashion just takes like the hardest bit out of it. Yeah. It sees the reaction to something and goes, cool, yeah, we can do that for $10.
Yeah, exactly. It's just crazy. And I get that there's the demand because, like I said, I'm not going to buy those Versace heels because the price tag is insane. Yeah. And you want that sort of, you know, who want that item. So that's why all these fast brands have the dupes or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I remember them. Pinterest is all over the dupes.
Yeah, I used to do it all the time. Like, I'm pretty sure I bought a Dolce & Gabbana wedge design back when I was like probably 17 from Wholesale Dress.
Oh, I absolutely had knockoff Uggs that did that thing where like half the shoe disappears.
Oh, yeah, love that.
It was a vibe.
It was a vibe. Anywho, yeah, back to the array of subheadings.
Woohoo.
The next one they had was modify the clothing item, which I think is just... Yeah, that was the subheading. And it says, before we make our products available to you, I've bolded this, our professional designers perform rigorous quality assurance tests to approve every item of clothing. We invite models to try on the clothes and consider the overall look. And then again, bold. We continually modify the clothing item until the look is perfect. And I was like, okay, sure.
Sure.
Yeah, and then weird enough, the next section, they've got quality assurance. And they just go on to specify, like, you know, we carry out quality inspection in order to eliminate any and all problems. Like, that's a big claim. Even if you have, like, you know, QA around, there's someone that's literally just their job, like, you're going to miss things. You can't say you eliminate all problems.
Yeah, especially when you're as big as Shein is, and I'm sure there's 1,000 videos with everything people have got that have not been quite run right, not been quality tested.
Yeah. And then they have the next subheading is review the product again.
So there's just 3 different headings about I promise it's good quality.
Legit, that's it.
Please trust us, it's good quality.
From the heading before where it says, in order to eliminate any and all problems, the next section says, although we take many steps toward quality assurance, occasionally something will slip. And then goes on to say, obviously, if you're not happy or you are happy, like contact customer service. And then this one I had to include as well. I'm sorry if this is too dense, but like I was laughing the entire time. And every time I read this, I'm like, what? They had a subheading for photography. And they've got, the designer will take time to review all post-production images in order to find the ones that best represent his or her product. So I find it really hard to believe in the time frame of fast fashion that they have the individual designers looking through product images of their design to pick the best image.
Actually, yeah, true.
Like, what?
Yeah, doubt it.
Doubt it. Anywho, then I go on to the next section, which is all pretty and colourful, and it's split now into, like, our ethics, like our community.
Do they? Really?
Yeah, which I was very interested to find. I did not expect it at all. And I'll tell you, the next bit, I was like, what?
Do I need a drink for this?
Oh, God, you might. So it's got, like, our community, our people. They say we always practice fair labour and never, ever engage in child or forced labour. There was actually an interesting article, I'm not sure if I touch on it later, but basically in the UK you have to provide proof of your, not your wages, but of your workers, like in order to be able to import into their country and sell. And Shein actually didn't do that. So yeah, although they say this, like there's nothing really independently that's gone into it to say this is the case. So again, I'm just taking everything as with a grain of salt. So, and then the same section, they say fair pay for all. We believe people deserve a living wage and benefits such as health insurance and investment plans. And I'm just going to scroll to the bottom of my notes because I know I have a statistic here, which is fucked. Here we go. Okay, here's the UK thing. It says, it hasn't publicly shared factory workers' wages or hours, despite being required to by law in the UK. In 2021, factory workers reported working 75-hour weeks. And 85% of garment workers internationally, this is not just China, this is just, do not make minimum wage, bringing home 2 to 6 cents per article of clothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's usually item-based, not like pay per hour.
Which is why then you often see things that, are not quite sewn right because they're flying through all these clothing. Because think of that. How many articles of clothing would you have to make a day at that rate to be able to buy food?
Yeah, that sucks. Nope.
So the next section was a how we give back. And this shook me. So it says they've donated over 1.5 million. They launched the hashtag Shein Together initiative. And I've got in my notes, what is this? Katy Perry was involved mid-pandemic. 4-hour live stream with celeb performances. What the fuck? So
Katy Perry, what are you doing?
Oh, it was lots of celebrities. So it was a free stream in-app. And it was, at the start of the pandemic. And it was donating $100,000 to fund COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund for the World Health Organization. So they had this 4-hour live stream with celebrities and all of that jazz, and they were also selling #Shein Together t-shirts for $10 US. They had slogans.
Shein together.
Yeah, they had slogans like "Keep calm and wash your hands," or "Wash your hands," repeated over and over, and "Let's stay home." So, additionally, if viewers didn't want to purchase the t-shirts, they could donate through a link on the app, and all funds would contribute to supporting the fund. And I could not, for the life of me, find the amount that was donated. There was nothing that said what value is donated. So, I don't know. I could be speculating, but I have here. Does that mean if they hit $100,000, that's all they would donate? So if they made $200,000, they'd only have to donate their 100?
Yeah.
I don't know the legalities, but I could not find anywhere where the actual amount was that they donated.
We're not going to say it, but it can just hang in the air there.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously that was very successful because they did another one in 2021. And that was...
of course they did.
Shein Together Fest. It's celebrating a Light a Wish campaign, and I couldn't find that either. And it was a $100,000 donation to 3 different charities which were chosen by the community, so by whoever was in the app. So, interesting. Again, I couldn't find the specific amount, so I don't know if there was more or less.
We can assume 100,000.
Yes, so that's what they said. I don't know. And then on their webpage, they've got more stuff. They donated over 12,000 pieces of clothing to women in need. PPE to healthcare, 100K to this brand, 100K to that brand, planted over 600,000 trees. And then I've got bold here as well. We're also steadfast supporters of Black Lives Matter and racial equality, women's empowerment, the homeless community, climate change, and at-risk youth. So,
okay, so they're the good guys.
Sounds great. And I mean, again, I can't say for them. This is just what's on their website. So obviously they're going to put all the good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got a whole section here on our products and our planet. And I feel like it's kind of just keywords, like leaving out key info, only showing what they want.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, for example, they've got... This is crazy, and I'll touch on it again later. But they say... while others go big, we go small. This means we only produce 50 to 100 pieces per new product to ensure that no raw materials are wasted. Only when we confirm that style is in high demand do we implement large-scale production. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. And look, there's more. It's got... Even our technology is environmentally conscious. Our warehouses and logistics are also kinder to the environment. They don't really say how. They just have like a whole bunch of dense text and random photos. They've got responsible sourcing, no animal policy, only use faux fur and leather. We prohibit animal testing on our products. And they also say that they've implemented an incentivizing recycling program. And I just... I think we touched on this with something else. That like, well, if you're so into recycling, don't create that much waste. Yeah. So they've got, they encourage customers to bring in unwanted clothes to pop up and college campus events in exchange for gift cards.
Right. So it's like, give us your clothes and get more.
Legit.
Get more clothes.
Exactly. So then they say, though, that the donated clothes are refurbished or given to charities.
Okay.
And interesting enough, there was actually also a link to a page about the bushfires in Australia. So like I said, I don't think it's really been updated. That was, early 2020?
Yeah, the bushfires happened like just before lockdowns happened in Victoria.
Yeah. So basically they said, sorry to hear. Please note your parcel may be delayed. We are donating 10 grand to the disaster appeal to Salvos. Again, could not find, don't know.
It's a lot of stuff that makes it it makes it sound good, but when you know enough about fast fashion, you'll either laugh or cry.
Yeah.
At that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Because you're like, okay, you can't be all of this and still be cheap. So like you're falling apart somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, I think if you listening to this, you probably know that I am not a supporter, but I'm going to let you make whatever decision you would like to make. We're just trying to give you as much info as possible so you can make an informed decision. But yeah, Now I've shared what Shein has to say about itself. I've got some stats and info from other sources. So if you are interested in them, I think maybe we'll link them in the show notes if you're curious.
Yes,
if you want to have a read.
there will indeed be show notes. Yes. I'm pretty sure every single podcast can also be hosted on my website, pecancoco.com. So that will have the full show notes, transcript, anything you want.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, I touched on that before about they didn't have their own supply chain for 2014. So they were like drop shipping. Do you know Romwe?
ROMWE?
Yeah, is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Anyway, they purchased them in 2014.
Oh, good for them.
So apparently they have good relationships with suppliers by paying them on time, which is apparently rare in China. So,
well, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it all sounds great. Even so, when they moved their supply chain operations in 2015, almost all of the factories it worked with relocated to, which is like, what? Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so the factories are actually required to use their supply chain management software. This basically means that they can monitor the manufacturing process and share real-time customer search data with suppliers, which means that's how they can do the quickness.
Aha. Okay. And so they know what's in demand.
Exactly right. And to add on to this as well, manufacturers must apparently be located no more than a 5-hour drive from its main sourcing hub and must be able to complete the design and production process in as little as 10 days.
Whoa.
So rivals like Zara typically have a 5-week turnaround time.
Wow.
5 weeks,
oh my
10
gosh.
days.
That's such a difference.
I know. Crazy. So yeah, they're basically constantly gathering and analyzing customer data and use that knowledge to make new designs within as little as 3 days.
Oh my goodness. Wow. No.
Yeah, so they use algorithms and data science to identify new trends and adds an average of 2,800 new styles to its website each week.
Holy moly.
I know. So, to put that...
Listen, if... Sure, they might make 50 of every single item before they go whole ass into it.
I know.
But if there's 28?
2,800 new styles.
Wow. If there's that many, then oh my god, I'm not doing the quick maths on that, but that's too many.
I don't know. Well, for comparison, I thought Boohoo and that were like, crazy, but apparently Boohoo adds around 500 styles a week and Misguided and Fashion Nova around 1,000, which is still ridiculous. Like, what? 1,000 different items of clothing? What, have we not made all the clothing possible? Yeah, Shein's like, F you, I'ma double it.
That's right. Hold my beer. Rookie numbers.
Oh my god. So yeah, one of these articles actually said that Shein doesn't work with very large factories, but with small to mid-sized ones that pick up orders daily. And they said it's like very much like Uber. So when new orders come in, they receive it and then they start on it. So like most retailers place a main order at the start of the season, but Shein's just like
all the time. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some factories that actually quite like that because if they don't have work coming, then suddenly there is something.
Yeah.
But also, what if like you just don't know if it's coming? And if you're being paid so little, then is it even worth it?
And I can't imagine that these factories would be committed to any other brands. I think they'd be solely for Shein. So, I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and then I've got a little subheading here that says money, and it's just a couple of statistics on money.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, so apparently in 2016, they entered the Middle East market and their revenues rised to $617 million. And then the next year, $1.5 billion.
Oh, wow.
Billion.
Big numbers, guys.
What? Oh,
wow.
God.
Wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
I know I touched on before that they don't publicly disclose their revenues, but it's privately estimated, that they did suffer a loss in the pandemic, obviously, and they actually also shut down in India because of tensions with China, which was interesting. So they lost a bit of market there, but the rest of the world, it's fine.
Carry on.
Apparently, they overtook Amazon in the App Store to become the most downloaded US shopping app.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then I've got here, like, I know I'm just throwing numbers around willy-nilly, but
hit me.
Apparently raked in close to $10 billion in 2020, which was reportedly its 8th consecutive year of revenue growth over 100%. So that represents a 250% year-on-year increase in revenue. Meanwhile, ASOS and Boohoo, 4.4 billion and 2.4 billion.
Oh yeah, more rookie numbers. Come on, guys.
I know. Like, what are they even doing? Why are they even?
We want fast fashion, not fast fashion.
Yeah.
Come on, get with it.
I know. And I mean, with all of this money, what do? You try and place a bid to buy Topshop. But
did they?
They didn't get it. ASOS got it.
Oh, okay.
So that's interesting.
Good for you, ASOS.
I know. And then there's one of these articles said, this is from a Twitter user. If you're shopping on Shein, theoretically you can buy an entire outfit, accessories, shoes, and everything for $30 or less. So spending $280 can create a year's worth of outfits.
Oh, wow. How many outfits is that?
A year's worth. So I don't think it's like 365 different outfits. It's like mix and match and da-da-da. Anyway, we can link to that. Because I've got it saved here. I know. I was like, huh?
Like, that's not enough.
I know, what? And then I've got the controversy with a emoji for my next heading.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So this is just sort of when it's done not good. So apparently they sold a necklace with a swastika charm and later said that it was actually meant to be a Buddhist symbol.
It actually might be.
Yeah, I think it's quite close, but I feel
it's a common symbol.
It's probably not something you should profit on.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
As much as it may have been a nice symbol once upon a time.
Yeah.
Still no.
No. And then they also apparently listed Muslim prayer mats on its site as advertised as decorative rugs.
Oh.
And they obviously removed that and apologized.
Okay.
And now I'm about to send you a link. I'm going to get this up. Where is the chat? Good old Instagram and the lovely page Diet Prada, bring in the goods. So there's a link here for an example of stealing from small artists. So when I tell you these are identical, except one is crocheted and one is fabric. Have a look.
Oh, I see. That's such an oddly specific thing.
I know. It's like very niche designs. It's like cool crochet with like cut out holes and like crop tops and frilly pants. Like, really cool.
Like original, basically.
Yeah. But look at the like...
Wow. I'm on like the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
And
it just gets worse.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that one's even the same color.
I know.
So I'm going through these. It's like a tight dress and then where the ribs are, I guess, abs. There's just like 3 slits. Yeah. And then like there's a small little like white skirt area at the bottom. Yeah, it's totally the same.
Totally the same, right? How effed up.
Like, sure, it might not be the same material. Like, yes, the original one is crochet and the other one, like you said, is just stretchy fabric.
Which I feel like is even worse because like how much time goes into crocheting something and then you just go, oh, I like this design. I'm going to make it in my fabric.
Yeah.
It's like, and sell it for $6 or whatever stupid. But yeah, as I touched on before, it's basically a result of that fast production cycle. And yeah, there's not much that can be done, unfortunately, besides drawing, attention to it on the internet.
Yeah, I'm glad that these pages exist. I've seen it shared a few times now when designers, I think people share in their stories to be like, oi, hey Shein or hey Zara,
take
like
my
stop.
design down.
Yeah, here it is. We know you've done it.
Absolutely. Like not even just clothing, even artists, have designed a print and they've put it on a phone case or something. And it's like,
yes,
what the F are you doing? You can't just find an image on the internet and go, I am making this into a product.
Yeah, it's really sad the amount of artists that have kind of given up on that sort of thing now. Like they know that if they put their art online, which is like the best way they can find, customers, they know that there are also a handful of people out there who will take the design and stick it on like a sticker on Redbubble.
Exactly. Anyway, really we're almost done with the dense information and we'll go into the reviews.
Okay.
But interestingly enough, apparently they're not really that known amongst Chinese consumers because the priority is to export goods overseas.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and then this is another thing on like tax and money.
Mhm.
Apparently, China began waiving export taxes for direct to consumer companies, which is the B2C situation, in 2018 after the US added more tariffs. So since they ship orders directly to customers, packages worth less than $800 or small value shipments generally remain duty-free. So essentially, Shein has managed to avoid paying both export and import taxes for about 3 years. Which
wow.
physical stores can't do.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah. Very interesting.
It's just very clever. There's certain things that I don't know how they get away with, but then there's other things that business people just
you gotta have money and they just know how to do it.
Yeah.
I know. Now, I am going to bring up a Google Doc so I can share these reviews so you can read some, because I'm sure people are probably sick of my voice.
Oh, it's a beautiful voice.
I feel like I'm running out of air.
All right, I've got your reviews open.
Beautiful. So basically, I popped this on Instagram and asked people what they knew about Shein. Have they heard about them, shop there? Do they know what they sell and what they think of their products? And these are the responses I got. Now, that particular Instagram post was actually very neutral, so I didn't give anything away.
Cool. So, nice.
I don't know if you want to read a couple or...
well, this first one I've got down pat.
Go for it.
Vomit. That's it, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exclamation marks.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's the first one.
Yeah, I believe it.
Absolutely. The next one is from Would You Know Bella? It's not my cat, I promise.
Hey, Bella.
And she says, never ordered from them. I don't know exact numbers, but the amount of waste they produce and the rate at which they produce to keep up with trends is ridiculous and unsafe and unfair, both economically and physically, on the employees who make the clothes. Not to mention the quality ain't it, and your pieces don't last long before they're busted.
It ain't it.
No,
love it.
I know, I love the way she says that. And then the next bit she says, I understand for some people the affordability of Shein is the appeal, which I completely understand. Some people just can't, afford.
Yeah.
So she goes on to say, and a lot of people can't afford to buy slow fashion or quality pieces that will last for years and years. So while it sucks, I think my issue lies with people who can afford slow fashion or quality fashion, yet still buy from Shein, like thinking emoji. I don't know. It's a super complex issue, so I'm keen to hear what you and your friend talk more about it.
Bella's got it screwed on.
I know. Yeah. I replied to her and said, oh my God, you're so well spoken. Like, I love this.
Do you have a podcast?
Yeah, I know. Can we listen to you, please?
Can you teach us how to speak?
Yeah.
She's dead right, though. Like, it's super annoying when you can afford to shop better.
And I think I've only sort of just realized, like, I've seen a few videos and stuff about it, that some people just can't afford more expensive clothes. And I get that. I just sort of have struggled to sort of see that as a valid reason. And I've seen a lot of people post about it now that I'm kind of like, oh, okay, like, if you can't afford anything, then I understand.
There's more to it. Like, you can say they could be using secondhand stores and a variety of, like, Facebook Marketplace. Like, there's actually heaps more ways now that you can buy secondhand online that makes it way easier.
Yeah.
Like, I think even Salvos and stuff have an online store now, so it's not even like you need to go through the racks.
No, it just takes a little bit more time, which some people convenience over,
Yeah. And if you're working 2 jobs, working way too many hours, and none of it seems to give you enough money, then you're like time poor and money poor.
Exactly.
And I get it.
And like I said, when you log onto the website first, it's like sale, this, that. And you're like, ooh.
Yep. And who wouldn't like go on the email list to get a discount off, and then they've got you forever. Like, hey, there's a discount every day.
I know. I regret. I have one email address which used to be my primary one. I've now made my email like my store email one.
Oh yeah.
And I just rarely even check
all those emails.
I really check it anymore because I'm like, just stop. And it's gonna take too much time to go in and unsubscribe to everything, so I've kind of just left it.
That is a great idea, honestly. I wish I'd done that.
Yeah.
I've unsubscribed from so many, and somehow Domino's keeps coming back.
I actually did unsubscribe to them, but only because I moved so far away from a Domino's that I was like, this is just stupid.
Oh, and like for a little while now, the vegan pizzas have just disappointed me.
Oh,
so
no good.
It's fine.
Anywho, do you want to read Claire's?
Yes. Hi, Claire. So Claire says, well, ... Miss E wanted some stuff from there, ... We ordered once, never again. Horrible quality. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Wouldn't want to wear any of it near an open flame. Oh, flame emoji. Laugh, crying emoji. Fabrics are all poly, so polyester. Even the t-shirts. Itchy, disgusting. And they look nothing like the pictures.
Yep. Goodness.
There you go. Yep.
Now, this next one I'm keeping anonymous. Is one of my friends who actually is in the production industry in Australia for a well-known fashion brand. So I'm not going to say what. I'm just keeping this anonymous.
Okay.
So she says, you already know I have purchased some things from there, and I did feel guilty about it. I know their business model and how they operate. I think whilst their products are on trend and fashionable, their quality isn't great. Could say more, but we'll leave it at that. So then I got into the production side of things, and I asked her about a rough lead time from product concept to design to production and then availability in stores. So
like for the company she works for?
Yeah, the brand that she works for in Australia.
Okay.
So obviously they produce overseas, but they are based in Australia. So
okay.
It was nice to have a little bit of insider information and something we could kind of compare to.
Yes, thank you, Anonymous.
Yes, thank you. So she started off by saying, shipping delays are effing everyone. So for right now, and this was in May, they had just signed off of November in-store products. So May to November, that's how long it takes for them to get products in store.
Okay.
So the added shipping delays mean product needs to leave mid-August to get here by that time. So it allows for around 2 months production.
Mm-hmm.
So included in that time is first, second, and pre-production samples, plus final shipment samples. So that includes all lab dip or strike-off submissions, print and trim approval. It's all just technical terms for design stuff.
Okay, yeah, I'm a bit lost.
Yeah, so it's basically, even for little trims, they have to go through a whole process to approve that. So they get samples of everything, and then they make changes and etc. And even just prints, like fabric prints. So she said there are things we can do in the meantime to speed things up. If you air freight, you can get things in for mid-August delivery in store, but it also depends on factory capacity. So if some factories don't have the room to achieve an August delivery. So
okay.
Yeah. So then I asked about quantities. How many quantities they commit to for like the first time ordering a style. In reference to Shein, they start with 100 units and then order more as demand increases. And she said, that makes sense. They probably don't fit styles and buy stock market fabric and prints. So as in, instead of designing a fabric, they just buy like something that's already available.
Yeah.
And she said it depends on the style for quantity. So like if it's an online trial, it's a small quantity, but if it's a volume line, it could be a few thousand.
Okay.
So yeah, whereas Shein does like 100 and see how it goes. They commit to like if it's, you know, a line that they know does well normally, like jackets or dresses or whatever, could be a few thousand.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeesh.
And then she actually sent me this link, which a few people sent me this link. And again, it's back to Diet Prada on Instagram.
Oh, is this a different one?
This is a different one. So I'm just going to do a quick little... Actually, I'll let you read it because I feel like I've spoken so much.
It is diet_Prada if anyone wants to follow this. All right, so I should read the caption?
Yeah.
After years of postponements and cancellations, music festivals are definitely back, and with them, festival fashion. Over the weekend, TikTok user at
I don't know how to say that.
Carrasco attended Lovers and Friends Festival in Las Vegas, documenting her carefully chosen Shein fit in a video. Unfortunately, her Mary Jane style platform shoes were no match for the sweltering Vegas asphalt, and they collapsed under her feet as she walked, appearing to melt on the hot ground.
Look at the video.
Oh my god.
So bad. I shouldn't laugh, but like I don't know what else to do.
I'm waiting for the video to come back. Yeah, they're quite chunky.
Just wait. So she spent $31 on these shoes.
Oh,
for
no.
reference.
No. They look flat now.
Yeah,
oh,
look at the back.
That's so dodgy.
Oh.
The rest of the caption says, it's ironic that Shein's products and practices are contributing to climate change, yet they won't even stand up to its conditions. Selling shoes that can't make it through a single day's wear is irresponsible considering they are bound for landfill, and worse, they have the potential to endanger the wearer. It's one thing if a dress turns up see-through, it's quite another to have the shoes fail while they're on your feet. If that sounds like a reach, let's not forget this was the same company found to be selling baby clothes with high levels of dangerous chemicals like lead.
Yeah.
Oh, joy. In 2021, Shein became the largest fast fashion seller in the US, capturing 28% of the total market share. For perspective, they sold more than ASOS, Boohoo, Charlotte Russe? Russe? Do you know them?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Wow, this is a lot of brands.
Charming Charlie, Cotton On, Hot Topic Misguided, Pretty Little Thing, Primark, Runway, Rue 21, and Topshop combined. Wow. What? Yikes. No, that's so many. What? That's so many.
That was so much.
No matter how much greenwashing they attempt, their sheer size prevents them from ever being more than just a bastion of overconsumption.
So this is my new favorite Instagram account.
Yeah, I need to click that follow button.
Yeah, quite a few people sent me that, and then I was looking at their page and I was like, damn, I freaking love all of this. Like, obviously I don't enjoy the content because it's bad, but, you know, the way that they do it is like, oh. And
you're getting enjoyment from the rage.
Exactly. One of those comments says, from platforms to splatforms.
Brilliant.
Oh, jeepers. So good.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let me get back to the page that I was on. Where are we?
Are there more reviews?
Yes, there are some more. Okay, so next one is Camille. She says, I think they are yuck, but a lot of my friends buy from them. But I don't judge them too harshly, because we live in Japan and clothing here is really difficult to find in certain sizes, etc. So I understand their need for accessibility. It's hard when fast fashion retailers are the only reliable and affordable source of clothing for some people, even though we live in a country like Japan.
That's so true. And absolutely from a plus size perspective, like nothing to do with the Japanese market, but plus size perspective, I know even though the vast majority of women are between like size 12 to 16 or something like that, so many ethical fashion companies don't yet cater to it. It is really frustrating. And so, yeah, I totally understand if fast fashion is it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, what do you do if you can't find anything locally that fits you?
Unfortunately, it's unacceptable currently to walk around naked. And right now it's a bit too breezy.
Is it? Shit. I didn't know this.
Put it back on, Mikaela. Just a cat right now.
Yeah, just a cat warming up my legs. No, I have a very, very fluffy dressing gown on.
It's true. I love it.
And the next one is a good one.
Can I say the name?
Yep.
This one's from Emily. Hi, Emily. Thank you. She says, I just did my first purchase. I didn't expect the best stuff, but I love it all. Haha. Mikaela replied saying, oh, that's interesting. That's the first good stuff about Shein that I've heard. And then Mikaela asked if she would buy from them again. Did she think the quality was worth it? And then Emily said, yeah, I had a voucher I could use. So I figured, why not? I got 4 dresses and everyone is really good quality and I'm really happy. My biggest thing was to expect it to not be good because it's so cheap. But I was so surprised about it. Haha. So I'm definitely going to try again and see what else I can get and see if it's just as good. I can send you photos and videos of the quality if you like. To which Mikaela said, yes, please, and asked where the voucher was from. She said it was a for her one, so she could pick from a bunch of places. Ah, okay. So like Shein and brand.
Yeah.
Cool. Mikaela asked about the styles, were they formal, casual, and what the price range was. Emily, was it Emily?
Yep.
Wow, I'm bad at this.
No, you're good. I wrote this, guys, I wrote this so messed up because it was like my shorthand, me being like, I'm going to read this and know what it says.
That's right. It's right here. It says blep, blep, blep. Yeah. And Emily said, I got mostly formal stuff because I have 100 weddings coming up. Yes, tis the season. Pricing was roughly around $15 to $20 each, which is insanity. You are right. Yep. Then she sent a snap from an event on the weekend wearing a colourful midi-length dress with spaghetti straps and a tie on the front. She said she had so many compliments and all she could say was, thanks, it's from Shein.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, I'm happy that she had a great time, and I really hope that each garment will stand the test of time.
Yeah, I was so interested because, like I said, the post that I put up to get people to send in their responses was super generic, like not at all biased. And I was actually still expecting all bad responses. So then when I got hers, I like spent a couple of days replying, being like, "Oh my god, send me photos! Like, what did you think? This, that, da da da." So
Yeah.
I was like, there you go.
I mean, someone's got to be buying it.
Well, that's exactly right. And some people are happy with, spending $20 and yeah, I feel like, again, I'm biased because I make stuff, so I'm like, that doesn't match, that pattern matches bad, or, I'm like, I would have sewn it this way, so
Oh, no.
I don't think that helps. So then Catherine sent me the same link from Diet Prada as above, and she said, after reading this today, you couldn't even pay me to shop there. Mind blown emoji, brackets, not that I ever did. Those stats blew my mind.
Yeah, yikes. Good on you, Catherine. Yeah. Couldn't pay us either. Shall I read this next one?
Yep, that will be the last one.
Okay, Steph, lucky last. Steph says, Shein, from my understanding, produces fast fashion clothing. It can be hit or miss depending on what you purchase. Mikaela then asked if she had purchased anything from them before or were they avoiding them? And Steph said, I haven't purchased anything, but I'm not particularly avoiding them. I have purchased from Boohoo before. I haven't tried Shein just because I've heard their products are far inferior quality and their customer service is horrible. That is just so funny. Sorry, I'm breaking out of this because customer service and quality are like their pillars.
I know. What the hell?
Like, I'm sorry, Chris. You can do all the SEO you want.
Yeah, legit.
But if the quality sucks and the customer service sucks, people still kind of find out.
Yep, exactly.
All right, Steph says, I have heard this through the general grapevine online and through the YouTuber Pretty Pastel Please. She will do reviews on websites and give her honest opinion, but have also heard through TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, and just the general quick reviews. I usually consider purchasing fast fashion items like a nice dress and then having it altered, as I usually don't have the fashion standard body type. I think fast fashion is a good resource for plus-sized and petite people because their fashion options generally tend to be so limited, and finding quality garments for someone who isn't a standard size can be really difficult. It's a good starting place for size comparison to other brands. Like, clearly the clothing industry as a whole needs to be revamped, but you get the idea. So Mikaela asked Steph if she finds it worthwhile paying for alterations if you like the style. And that's a really good point, actually. Like, if you know you're going to spend more altering it, yeah, you're going to want to spend less on the dress.
Exactly.
So she says, I mean, I'd rather alter a cheap dress than spend a lot of money that I don't necessarily have to alter an expensive dress. I find their stretchy dresses are good too. It's hard because I have a large bust but really long legs, and I feel like people make dresses shorter and shorter, and then you add in the bust, and that takes the length of the dress as well. Oh no, it does. Because the designer hasn't accounted for extra boob. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
It is annoying, and I look back at the stuff I used to wear.
Oh dear Lord. I do not understand how I wore that short stuff. And like, I'm a short gal, but like, still very short.
Oh yes, it was the fashion. Easy breezy.
Yeah. But that is all the reviews. That is all of the dense information and statistics. I hope I did it in a format that made sense and you got some interesting information from us.
That was really good. Honestly, it's opened my mind a bit to learn about the different reasons why people would buy it, particularly being just sizes. Because I have a very like straight down body, which is easy to dress. And I take that for granted.
For sure. And I think it'd be really interesting to do a whole another episode on that, like why people tend to gravitate towards certain brands or certain clothing choices, because I think I haven't really thought about that. And there's been a few people who have said things that have kind of opened my mind a little bit, but I think I need to do more research. So I think it'd be interesting for everyone else to sort of see as well.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Pencil that in.
Trying to think, I feel like Shein, just as like a last note, Shein really benefited a lot from TikTok. All of those different hauls.
Oh my God. I don't understand when the normality became emptying an entire box of clothes out on the ground. Being like, look what I got.
Yes. And then like trying them all on in like 0.10 millisecond gaps.
Exactly. That's why we can't see if it's quality or not. It's just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, so true. They probably wore them for those 10 seconds. They're like, okay, bye.
Well,
not wearing that one again.
Okay, another episode idea is fashion influencers or, you know, influencers in general, the amount of times I've watched a YouTube video of someone being like, oh my God, I bought this dress or I bought this pair of shoes. They're not really comfy, but they look great for an Insta photo op.
Yes.
And I'm like,
that's it.
Did you just buy something to take a single photo in?
Excuse me?
What?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the borrowing clothes. There are people that buy them and then send them back.
Yeah.
But so often, and yes, I don't know a statistic, so don't quote me on it. But so often, if it's cheap, then they usually don't ever sell that item. Like, it gets sent back and nothing really happens to it. It might just go in landfill. Also, I think a lot of the time when something is really cheap, the customer who bought it is way less likely to send it back.
True.
They've stopped caring about that $3 they spent on a pair of socks.
Yeah, exactly. I actually didn't look up the return policy, but that's an interesting thing too.
It said easy returns, or you said easy returns.
Yeah, I remember reading that at the start, but like,
Yeah, I wonder how many people genuinely return anything.
There you go. So yeah, you can return stuff. It's done like most websites online in the My Orders section. You know, lingerie, etc. Jewelry can't be returned. You could refunds. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
There you go.
Dude, thank you.
I'm sorry, that was so much. I could not condense it anymore. And I feel like I was like blah, 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 all over the place, but I just, you know, when you get excited about something, which...
Oh yeah, you disappeared down a dark hole.
Exactly.
You're going to be knocking on people's doors like, hi, do you want to know about Shein?
Yeah, legit. I have so many random statistics for you now.
I know. Top 10 facts about Shein. The seventh one will shock you.
Oh, okay. We've just found our new clickbait YouTube video.
I've learnt from Chris over in SEO.
Yes, Chris. Good old Chris. But anywho's, do we need to do like an outro or what are we?
I'll out us. Shall I?
Sure. We didn't do an intro either.
Oh, that's all right. Hey guys, we're Green Girls. 120 minutes in. Wait, no, 80 minutes in. I can't count.
Wait, yeah, I was like 1 hour and 20. That's 120 minutes.
Yeah. Wow. It's a bit late for maths.
It is. Shit, it is.
Okay, guys, Mikaela has to go to bed, so a big thank you to her for piloting this episode and telling us all about Shein. Thank you, Mikaela.
No worries.
If you enjoyed today's show, we'd love if you can leave us a review. I'm pretty sure now I've looked into it, Apple Podcasts is like the only place you can review. So please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yep. Give us
if anywhere else exists, let me know. If Spotify does it by now, I don't know. Give us something.
I think you can heart stuff or follow us. Follow us. I don't know.
Follow
us.
Just
give us love, please.
Be creepy. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at greengirls.podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at BeKindCoco, or Mikaela on Instagram at Mikaela Hoffman, or Retro Kitty Vintage.
Work in progress.
If you'd like to email us to become a sponsor, or for any reason, to be honest, you can do that via greengirlspodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to support us further, you will eventually be able to do this on Patreon. We will give you an update on that. That is all, folks. Look out for episodes every other Wednesday because on Wednesdays we podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening to our rambles today. And until next time, remember, it doesn't matter if you take it slow. It matters that you take a step.
Woo!
Bye.
Bye-bye.